It's the second semifinal matchup of the night. Auburn and Boise battle for a chance to play Notre Dame in the national championship. It's coming up now. And David, who do you got in this one?
Well, I think this is a matchup between two really good quarterbacks in Blake Moon and Aidric Berry, and I think between the two of them, Blake Moon, who has caught fire, will maintain and keep that fire burning tonight as Auburn makes their way into the national title game for next week.
Auburn's going to start with the ball, and fielding it deep is Ethan Smoker, but he's not able to go too far. 24-yard pickup there. Blake Moon's going to come onto the field to get us started, the reigning player of the year for season one, and the Auburn Tigers. He's out here on the blue turf. He's going to start off in the pistol formation. Got three wide receivers. Going to move Brandon Davis out into the slot. He's going to go that way, and he leads him just a little bit too much. He runs out of bounds after a 2-yard pickup.
Oh, it's a smart play, though, for Blake Moon. Find a little bit of a rhythm here early on. Get this Boise defense spread out sideline to sideline to open up the rushing lanes.
You guys, let us know how you sound. How do I sound? How's David sound? How does the game sound? Chris Bullard coming in motion to the right. Three wide receivers at the top of the screen. Blake Moon back pass, looking to the right. He's going to fire over there. It's caught. And an 8-yard pickup. Robert Pedersen makes a tackle. They gave him the first down. I did not think Smoker was there, but they gave him the first down, David.
Well, from our angle, it doesn't look like it, but Ethan Smoker stretched his way out across there and worked his way over, flying through the tackle to get the first down.
Read option here. Blake Moon's going to take it on the outside. He's got the first down a little bit more, and he's down to the 40 before he's pushed out of bounds. 25-yard pickup for the player of the year.
And this is part of why Blake Moon got nominated for Player of the Year. His ability to make plays on the ground, and we see it there. Gets off to the edge, spun off a tackle, and finally got pushed forward a little bit for that 25-yard pickup.
Big run there by Moon. Shotgun split backs now. He's going to fake the handoff, drops back to pass, looking over the middle, goes right now. He's going to take off and run up the center down to the 30 before he's taken down by Tyler Jones-Drew, and that's a 9-yard pickup.
That's just great blocking by this Auburn offensive line. They set up for the play action, came across so that Blake Moon could step to the right, had plenty of field, so he takes off and run, picks up 9.
And they're going to fake it, and Moon's going to keep it himself. He's on the outside, picks up a block inside the 15, and he is looking good early on in this one.
Auburn was one of the hottest teams in the league coming into this with Blake Moon leading the charge on that, and they have not lost a step from the end of the season to this week as Blake Moon continuing to churn out yards, making plays, and so far making all of the right reads.
Auburn, I believe in Georgia fans preview, said they were averaging 56 yards a game over the last 4 games. And Brandon Davis gets the carry there. He's inside the 3. He's got a first down. It's first and goal Auburn coming up from the 3-yard line. And Auburn comes out looking great early on, but we will caution you, both Notre Dame and Hawaii looked like this early on, and the defense has adapted, so we don't know that we're going to get it, but so far it's early on. Brandon Davis up the middle fighting for yards. He gets stuffed as Tyler Jones-Drew, Robert Pedersen are there to stop him. That's going to force a second and goal from about the 3-inch line, and we'll see what they do here 2 minutes into this first quarter. Auburn's offense looking good so far. They're going to give it to Davis up the middle into the end zone for a touchdown. Auburn strikes first, drives right down the field. Looks a lot like Hawaii, actually, who scored in a minute and a half the first game. Auburn takes 2 minutes, drives right down the field, and they get a 7-point lead.
You know what the difference is, though, between Auburn and Hawaii from the first game is Hawaii got down the field on the arm of Tubaguts. Auburn has done it on the legs of Blake Moon, and Blake Moon will be the key to Auburn's success tonight.
And that kick going deep here again. I haven't seen anybody tell us how we sound. Let us know how we sound. Make sure we can adjust it. And Jason Neihart, he swipes down the sideline. I don't think anybody's going to get him to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. Neihart's going to take it all the way to the house. 99-yard kick return for Boise. And we're off to a great start, David.
Well, how do you respond with a big play and a big series by the Auburn team on the road? You get your home team to have an explosive play to respond with. And Jason Neihart, who has been quiet for most of the season, explodes on special teams in one of the biggest games for Boise.
What an amazing start to this one. We couldn't have planned it any better. David, and now we're going to see what Ethan Smoker can do. He takes it 2 yards deep. He goes up the middle. He's trying to slip a tackle. He spins down to the 25, and he's going to say, you know, I'm just going to put it in the hands of my quarterback. Blake Moon, our reigning player of the year, 74.7% completion percentage, 1,880 yards, league leading 18 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. That TD to interception ratio also led the league. Hand off to Brandon Davis, who scored the touchdown on the last drive, and he's got a 3-yard pickup there.
And so Auburn comes out. You know, Boise has the explosive play. Auburn is responding with a little bit of a rhythm, some setup plays here to open up the read option and some play action later.
Play action there, and somebody gets absolutely mugged on the outside. I hope that's a penalty. And pass interference on Boise. We don't see that very often, but Mark McClellan, the defensive tackle, absolutely mugged the back out of the backfield, Courtney Jackson, and that's going to be a big first down there for Boise. Head coach Sam Burns is not like that one, but he's getting clarification. 1st and 10 from the 28 for Auburn here. Blake Moon's going to be in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide receivers off to the left, 2 to the top of the screen, and he's going to hand that one off to Brandon Davis. Tries to get outside, nowhere to go, and that's going to be a 1-yard loss. Auburn comes into this game number 3 in the country and scoring 32.4 points per game. Number 4 in yardage offense. Boise's defense, on the other hand, number 4 in the league, 28.9 points allowed, and also number 4 in yardage. It's going to be a heck of a matchup between these 2 units, and we'll see how it goes down. Devontae Duncan coming in motion to the bottom of the screen. Your favorite formation there, David. They're going to go with a halfback screen. They'll give it to Davis, and he runs into a wall of defenders and a great pursuit there by this Boise defense. Tyler Jones-Drew, the All-American, in there on the tackle.
I'll say this, Blake Moon got away with one right there. That one could have been going the other way. You saw the defensive player coming through, ran right by Brandon Davis. If Blake Moon is a little off target, or if that defender comes inside of Brandon Davis, that is a pick going back the other way for 6.
And Moon dropped back to pass, and that one's going to be fired on the outside. That one's almost picked off, as knocking it away was Robert Pedersen, I believe. And he got it to knock it away. Let's remind everybody, Blake Moon started the last 2 games with throwing interceptions early, but he's still turned in 17 touchdowns in those 2 games. So not to fear, as this one gets started a little bit slower on that drive, and they're going to punt this one to Mike Teos. Gets it on the outside. He's trying to make something happen like Jason Neihart did. He'll be out to the 48-yard line in good field position coming up here for Boise.
And this will be the first time we get to see Aidric Berry in this Boise State offense. And they're going to have to figure something out, whether it's a little bit of a balance or they get Joe Friedrich going early to go against this Auburn defense.
Bring the tight end into the motion to the right. They're going to give it to Friedrich, like you said, but he gets wrapped up. Nice play there by the defense. Nowhere to go. And that's a big stop for Auburn, as Auburn comes in dead last in the league in run defense, giving up 184 yards per game. Boise, number 1 offense, number 1 run offense, running for 231 yards a game. So definitely something to watch. Friedrich getting in, and they shut it down again. So the Auburn defense looks like they're trying to make a statement, and they made one there.
Well, now we're going to go back to Aidric Berry right now, who was very upset that he got snubbed for Player of the Year and All-American at quarterback, and we have not seen him make a statement otherwise.
And that one is outside, and Berry overthrows his receiver. His first pass. The Auburn defense is fired up, and both of these defenses come up big and force punts on the second drive.
And you know, it's plays like that that make us say, this is why you weren't Player of the Year. You have to be able to make that play on 3rd down and convert. When you have this kind of momentum on your shoulders, you cannot let it die.
David takes his first opportunity to poke a jab at Boise, at Aidric Berry. He loves to do it. We talked about it in the first game. Just know that I have nothing to do with those comments. 1st and 10 coming up here. 3rd drive of the game for Blake Moon and the Auburn Tigers. Moon standing at the 15. Going to drop back to pass. Looks over the middle. Now he's just going to check it down on the outside. Brandon Davis going to break a tackle out to the 35 before he's taken down. He is dangerous on those flat passes.
Well, how often do you see a check down pick up 7 yards? We see it there because Brandon Davis is a physical back at the point of attack. Lowers his shoulder, picks up 7.
And Moon's going to go over the middle, and he misses on that one. So these 2 Player of the Year candidates are missing on a couple of passes, looking a little iffy there, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 here from Moon. He's in the pistol. Looks like it's the exact same formation. Maybe they'll just give him another shot at the same one. And there's a little hook route over the middle. Adam Smith gets absolutely crunched as Robert Pedersen comes off the edge and lays the wood, but Smith able to hold on to that one, and that's an Auburn first down.
I think the heat might be getting to some of them here because Boise brought the heat there defensively.
Well, 1st and 10 here from the 35. Moon dropping back to pass. Now he's going to take off and run, and he gets wrestled down. Has nowhere to go. Moon gets sacked by Ryan Scott. That's a 4-yard loss, and Auburn's going backwards.
Well, Blake Moon tries to work his way forward, but because of the pressure, he had to go a little bit closer to the offensive tackle, stumbles over him. That's what slowed him up and allowed the rest of this Boise defense in the pursuit to catch up with him for a loss of 4.
2nd and 14 now, under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Moon dropping pass, going to fire to the left. Devontae Duncan, the All-American, gets his first catch of the game. He's got a 10-yard pickup, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10. 3rd and 4, excuse me.
Well, for all the talk that we have for Blake Moon, Devontae Duncan comes up and makes some of these plays that helps bail out this Auburn offense, and we see it again there. Makes it a 3rd and 4.
Pistol formation now, 3 wide receivers. Moon dropping back to pass, 3-man rush. He slips off of a tackle. He's getting pressure, and now he fumbles it, and Boise's going to come up with it. Moon fumbles the ball. Boise comes away with it. They force the turnover, and they've got the ball on Auburn territory. What a mistake that was.
Let's see it again. I want to know how close he was to the ground. It looks from there, that's a clear-cut fumble. There is no denying that, which means Boise had the momentum on the explosive kickoff return for a touchdown. They stalled on their previous drive, and now they get some of that momentum back.
A little bit of fiery chat going on in the chat room as Aidric Berry chatting while he's on the sideline, doesn't like David's comments, and he just fires one in to the ground there. You might want to pick his passes up a little bit if he wants David to talk a little bit better about him. 2nd and 10 coming up here, 2:26 to go here in the first quarter. It's been an exciting one already. We'll see how it continues. Standing at 50, Aidric Berry dropping back to pass. That one he gets on target. That's Joe Friedrich. He's got a first down. That's a 25, but there's a flag.
Pass interference, offense.
Pass interference on the offense. The second pass interference call against Boise. 1 on defense, now 1 on offense. And they're going backwards now. They got a long 2nd and 20 that negates a big play. So big mistake there by the Boise offense. 2nd and 20 now, 2:15 to go. Barry standing inside his own 40-yard line now. Got 3 wide receivers out there, gonna bring Ricky Jordan in motion, fakes it to him. Now he's gonna take off on the read up the middle. He's still on his feet, breaking tackles, and he's got 5-yard pickup, but it's still gonna be 3rd and 15.
And this is a 3rd and 15 that really could have been avoided had the penalty not happened. And Boise State has done this a couple of times so far tonight. They get a good play, and then they shoot themselves in the foot, sets them up on 3rd and long.
And Barry's going to take a shot on 3rd and 15, and it's down towards the sideline, but he just overthrows it a little bit, and he's starting the game 0 for 3. Not fair because one completion got erased on a pass interference, but that is going to force a Boise punt, and they're not able to capitalize on the Blake Moon fumble.
Don't start stealing my list from me a little bit here, but the thing of it is, Auburn's defense does a nice job, makes a nice stand, capitalizes on the mistake by this Boise offense, and now Blake Moon and this Auburn offense has a chance to come out and try and take the lead here.
4 receivers out there for Blake Moon. He's going to drop back to pass, 4-man rush, fires it over the middle. Devontae Duncan comes up with his 2nd catch, and he's got a first down.
It's a nice, simple read there for Blake Moon. Find Devontae Duncan coming across on the slant route. Easy throw, easy grab, easy first down.
Duncan, his best game of the season last week. 11 catches for 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. There's a diving catch there by Ethan Smoker. The little diminutive wide receiver dives across the field looking like Superman, comes up with one. It's only a 4-yard pickup. And look at those stats, David. 118 yards offense to only 10 for Boise. So things looking good for the Auburn offense. So they can prevent the turnovers. Blitz coming, fired over the middle. That one's the Smoker again, and he's got the first down. And now it looks like Moon might be finding the rhythm.
Moon started this, put 7 points on the board because of his ability to run the ball down the field, pick them into that area for the 6 points, and now Blake Moon's getting it going through the air.
Moon dropping back pass again. Now he's going to take off and run. He's got a little bit of room to go right up the middle, and Giovanni Green is the first one to him. They take him down, but not before a big run there by Moon. He's already up to 66 yards.
And look at the athleticism. Watch Blake Moon here. Stands in the pocket, spins back out and around to his left with all the blue Smurf turf in front of him to work his way down into Boise territory for the first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 36-yard line. They're going to stay in this 4-wide receiver look. They're doing that a lot here in the first quarter. Going to hand it off to Brandon Davis. He's up the middle. He slips a tackle, but good pursuit there by the Boise defense. and they come up with a 6-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4 as we might be getting to our last play of the first quarter. It's only 7-7, but it's been full of excitement, and I can imagine that the next 3 quarters are going to be just as good. You guys be sure not to go anywhere. These two teams fighting for a chance to face Notre Dame in the national championship. That's Devontae Duncan. He's got his 3rd catch of the game, and that's a first down, and we'll see if they maybe get us one more play before the end of the half. Moon starting 10 for 12 with 74 yards. Did have the fumble on the last drive, though. That takes away from that. So one more play here. They're going to give it to Brandon Davis. He slips a tackle, puts his head down. He picks up 3 yards, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first half here in Boise. Auburn and Boise State all knotted up at 7. So start of the second quarter. Blake Moon and company down to the 13-yard line of Boise. And 4-man rush coming. Moon's going to take off and run. He's going to get a first down. They're waiting for him, and he's going to let it get the first down around the 5-yard line as the Boise defense looked a little scared to put too much pressure on Moon there, and he's able to scramble for the first down.
I think the one way to stop Blake Moon is to put some pressure on him. Had the ability there to once again do what he did earlier, spin outside to the left, work his way downfield, and get to the 5.
And then Davis gets the draw play there, and Boise swarms and shuts that down. Ryan Scott already in with his 3rd tackle for the loss. Brandon Davis off to a slow start.
Well, they're down here at the 5-yard line, and so you go to your big back who's known for his power, but they go with the draw play there, which is designed for the back to be able to pick up speed, and Boise just crashed, got to him first.
Moon drop back pass, going to take a shot to the end zone, to the back of the end zone, tapping his toes. Ethan Smoker, what a catch! And Auburn is going to take a 14-7 lead here in the second quarter.
What a catch, but what a throw by Blake Moon. Reads the defense and threads a needle. That looked like it was double coverage, and he had to put it in a spot where Ethan Smoker could make the grab and get the toes inbound. It's a high throw for a little wide receiver, but it's put in a great spot right on target for Ethan Smoker to pull it in and go up by 6.
So now you got to wonder, with Auburn out to the 7-0 or the 7-point lead here, as Jason Neihart, or Mike Tejo, excuse me, trying to make something happen there. Neihart's got the only touchdown for the Boise offense. They have 10 yards of offense coming in there. Aidric Berry started off 0 for 3, although one completion got called back on a penalty. But we've seen him kind of struggle a little bit. His big thing is running. They like to run the ball. We'll see if it changes things with them down a little bit here. He's going to pass that one over the middle. His first official completion as Ricky Jordan comes up with it. He might have answered my question on the first play. We haven't talked about it. Boise State, the #1 offense in the league coming in. Aidric Berry, a lot of people's #1 list. It was a very close race for Player of the Year. 2 votes won it for Blake Moon. Aidric Berry definitely a threat. That read option running game, a big part of it. First in first downs, first in total yards, first in run offense at 231 yards per game. So we'll see what they can do. They're going to go to the read option. Here's where Berry's dangerous. He's on the outside, inside the 40, and we see why this offense was #1 in the league.
Well, and I'm kind of concerned as to why Boise has kept the read option game under wraps, because that is Aidric Berry's calling card. And here's the thing, they're one of the bottom teams in the league in terms of passing offense.
And there's a little pass over the middle to Jason Neihart. He's trying to fight for yards, and he goes down with a 6-yard pickup. So, I asked the question to start the drive. Would they start to pass it, or would the run offense, maybe get limited a little bit? But they're mixing it up, and they're moving right back down the field. Finally starting to get a little bit of momentum going. Berry's going to turn around, hand that off to Friedrich. He's got a first down, plus a little bit more. And then he gets hit hard. And it's coming off the edge. Tony Bryant hits him hard, but not before Friedrich gets the first down.
Well, Boise's coming out with a balanced attack right now, and that has his Auburn defense on its heels.
First and 10 now from just outside the 20. They're going to hand it off to Friedrich. He's got a big run inside the 5, and Friedrich's the steamroller, and he's steamrolling the Auburn defense.
Boise's finding ways. They're going back to their calling card, which is the running game, to fight their way down here inside the 5 in an opportunity to knot this one right back up at 14.
Watch it up the middle. They've got them spread out. Only one linebacker up the middle. They give it to Friedrich. He's up the middle and into the end zone for a touchdown. Boise, easy work there. They drive it right down the field. They tie it back up, 14-14. And David, I think it's going to be like this all game.
It's going to have to be, and it's going to come down to which team makes the bigger mistake and what team can capitalize on that mistake. Remember, Blake Moon had the fumble, but Boise failed to capitalize on it. And it's going to be a matter of who capitalizes on those mistakes. We've seen a few times this season where Aidric Berry throws a pick, it gets capitalized on, and he kind of shrinks back down inside himself.
Well, he's we'll see what he can do here. Is Ethan Smoker trying to fight for yards? Blake Moon's the one that has the turnover so far, and he rebounded nicely, driving him down for a touchdown on the last drive, capped by a 3-inch run by Brandon Davis for the touchdown. We got a 14-14 game after Boise drives down to tie it up. We'll see what they can do now. Blake Moon's going to play action, fires it down the sideline, gets crossed up a little bit, overthrows his receiver. Looks like they just crossed up the route.
Well, they had a little bit of an RPO there, and they went to the left side of the field, short side of the field, which makes it a little bit harder because Blake Moon has limited running space, and the route has limited space to maneuver.
Play action again. He's going to take another shot down the sideline, and that was batted away. Darius Bowman with the nice play comes out from underneath coverage, knocks that away, and it's 3rd and 10.
I'll give Blake Moon some credit. That's a gutsy throw to make in that spot, but if that gets picked off, the momentum falls right back to Boise.
Moon drops back pass again. They're going to go with the halfback screen to Brandon Davis. He's dangerous here, but nowhere to go as the Boise defense comes up big. Robert Pedersen coming in from his safety spot, and that's going to force a Auburn punt.
And let's see now, can Aidric Berry and this Boise offense build off this success of the defense, drive down the field, take the lead, and then start playing keep away?
And Mike Te'o trying to make something happen here, and he breaks the tackle. He's still on his feet out across the 50, and Aidric Berry is going to have great field position to work with, starting at the 48.5-yard line of Auburn. Already on Auburn's side of the field, 3 wide receivers out to the top of the screen. Berry in the pistol, fake snaps, now he's got it, drops back, fires it over to the right, and it's picked off! Picked off on the outside and coming back the other way. You talked about it earlier as Berry making interceptions early in games. He throws one there to Deion Mitchell, and now we're going to see how this is going to affect this game.
And the real challenge comes down to, is Blake Moon going to be able to drive this offense down the field and capitalize on the turnover? We've seen it early in this one where Blake Moon fumbled, Boise couldn't capitalize. Now the question is, can Auburn capitalize on the Boise offense mistake?
And Blake Moon with another play action. They go to Davis in the flat and nowhere to go as Boise's defense is really stepping up on the last 4 plays. And he talked about it, Boise not able to capitalize on the Blake Moon fumble. We'll see if Blake Moon's able to capitalize on it here. Looks like they might be bringing a blitz. Chris Bullard coming in motion. They're trying to provide some protection. He's going to stand in. They pick it up. Moon's going over the middle. He finds Adam Smith. He's got a first down out near midfield.
It's a nice play. You had the short throw underneath, didn't pick up much. Previous series, you couldn't get out of a 3-and-out situation. Now you pick up a first down, and now it kind of makes the defense back off a little bit and give Blake Moon some running room.
Play action, they go over the middle again. That's Smith again, and he's got a 4-yard pickup. Want to say happy birthday to Andrew Olivares. I don't know what age you are, but hope you're having a great birthday. And it's 2nd and 6 coming up now from the 46-yard line. Pistol formation here for Moon again. He's going to hand it off to Brandon Davis up the middle. He slides through the hole, and Robert Pedersen finally gets to him. He's down at the 30-yard line after a 17-yard pickup.
And now this is where we're going to see this Auburn offense start picking up a little bit of tempo, start mixing in a little bit more play action and some read options. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Blake Moon start running it a little bit more now in this part of the field.
Shotgun formation, 2 backs out there now. They're going to fake it to Courtney Jackson. They go over the middle, and that is Adam Smith again as he is getting work over the middle of the field.
Well, they go with the play action there, and Adam Smith comes across through the middle, and Blake Moon, again, these little throws over the middle are just short, easy throws for Blake Moon to read and complete.
And Moon looking to the right. He's going to find Devontae Duncan. He's got a first down now down near the 10-yard line, and Boise is kind of going backwards. They turn the ball over. You asked if they could capitalize. So far it looks good. We'll see if they can punch it in here. Moon standing at the 15. He's got 2 wide receivers out to the top. He's going to hand it off on the draw play. Brandon Davis slips 1 tackle, slips 2. He's out to the corner. Find his way into the end zone. Brandon Davis, 2nd touchdown of the game. And Auburn goes up 21-14.
Brandon Davis fights his way into the end zone. The power and the strength and determination of this big back here. Slips through 1, fights off a 2nd. He's going to put out another stiff arm look there and just work his way in, just slips into that little corner there. And I got to give credit right now to Matt Peck. He put together a great offensive scheme didn't let the inconsistency early on get to him or his team. He rallied the troops back together, put a great game plan through the remainder of the season to put them in the playoffs.
Definitely a testament to sticking with things, as Auburn started off slow early on. They were our number 7 ranked team for early on in the season. As we take a look at Jason Neihart, as he's got only 6 yards in the receiving game, but he's got the 99-yard touchdown. That's not included in there, but they definitely want to get him going in the receiving game. But Auburn's a testament of, starting strong. I believe it was 1-3 they started. They were considered the number 7 team in the league, and then they just go on a roll at the end of the season. And here they are in the playoffs with a lead in Boise. That is a handoff to Jason Neihart. Comes around on the fly sweep. He picks up 4 yards, and that brings up 2nd and 6.
And you mentioned getting Jason Neihart involved, and if you can't get him involved in the passing game, get him involved in the running game. Picks up 4, but he has enough speed that if he can get to the edge, he can break away.
Blitz coming, and they get to him as Friedrich tries to get out. I didn't think he got quite that many yards. They're going to call it 3rd and 1. I think it's going to be 3rd and a long run, but they run it right into the blitz, and now it's right about a yard to go here. 3rd and 1. We'll see what this Auburn defense can do. And they're going to go with the speed option. He pitches it on the outside, trying to get around the corner. They get to him, but Friedrich's able to stretch it across the first down marker, and it's a Boise first down.
Boise picks up the first down because of Joe Friedrich. Aidric Berry had the wherewithal to make the pitch, and Friedrich just fought through for the first down.
Friedrich comes in motion. They fake it to him. Now they're going to go out into the flat, and that one is complete out to the 50. Still fighting for yards. Out there is Curtis Stokes, the backup. A walk-on running back, and he's got a first down, so things are looking a little bit better for Boise as they're starting to find a rhythm after throwing the interception on their last drive out across the 50 again, and they're going to fake that one there. Friedrich, and Barry's going to take off and run. He slips out of a tackle out near the 45-yard line and still on his feet up to the 35. What a run there by Aidric Berry.
Well, he didn't fall. He actually landed on one of the Auburn players and then manages to fight his way back to his feet and then fight forward, picking up a little bit of extra. That is determination, and that is great disciplined coaching by Sam Burns to be able to ensure that you play through to the whistle, and we see Aidric Berry do that there.
Looks like his nameplate might have been down on that one, but they don't call it. So that's a first down out to the 37 or 33-yard line. You give it to Friedrich. He's got a little bit of momentum down to the 25. And if you let this Boise offense get rolling, it could be a long night for the defense.
And there was a lot of talk coming into this one from Boise in terms of everything that we saw in Discord and throughout the league after the podcast yesterday, where you and I both agreed that they're probably the most undeserving number 1 seed.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think that was your opinion.
It was my opinion, but you did agree with that. We can call back the tape.
I agreed that they lost to a team that didn't make the playoffs. I don't know that I said that they were undeserving of the. Don't try to lump me in with your controversy.
No. You agreed that they were the most undeserving number 1 seed.
I don't know if I ever say that. 3rd and 3 here for Berry. Either way, he's dropped back past the guy all kinds of time, taking a shot towards the end zone. Diving catch, Sam Ridgway, touchdown, Boise, and what a game we got going here.
Aidric Berry steps up into the pocket, buying as much time as he can, looking and decides to make the throw that most of us would advise against. Turns, throws way across his body, but it pays off because Ridgway slips behind the secondary wide open. Aidric Berry makes a great throw, puts it right out there for Ridgway to dive right out and snag it.
The walk-on receiver has come up with big games and big plays all year, and he comes up with a big one there. 21-21, 146 to go here in the first half. Ethan Smoker's just going to take a knee in the end zone and say, let's go into the huddle and talk about this one. Blake Moon at the end of the half, end of games, has been magic. We'll see what he can do. If you remember that Iowa game, he holds on to the ball at the end of the half, doesn't take a timeout, winds up running in for a touchdown. He's going to take off and run here, and he's got a first down on the first play.
It's a nice run there. Blake Moon stands inside, moves to the inside where there's room, fights his way through, weaves across for the first down, and this clock continues to tick, but they do have all 3 timeouts.
So 1st and 10 shotgun here for Moon. Got 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen. Looks to the right. Now he's going to come back to the left. He finds Brandon Davis in the flat, and he's got an 8-yard pickup.
And Auburn takes their first timeout. It's just a great read there by Blake Moon. Make the check down read, pick up 8, and keep this drive moving.
Pistol formation now. Moon drops back to pass again. He's going to fire that one complete on the middle. Tony Smith with the grab out to the 40, the 35, finally chased out at the 22, or 32, excuse me, by Robert Pedersen.
It's a nice play there. Again, Blake Moon just finds a crossing route to Tony Smith. It's a bit of a check down. Smith fights off the tackle, and that's what allows him to work his way downfield, gets forced out of bounds. I'm not sure if they're going to stop the clock for that or not, but we will see.
They do stop the clock. Where is Sam Burns? He's usually on our chat while he's on the sideline calling plays. Maybe he's focused on the playoff battle here, dropping back to pass, now taking off and running. And Blake Moon's taken down from behind by Giovanni Green, one of those rough tackles. And they're going to give him a 0-yard gain, not a sack, but a hard tackle there, just over a minute to go. Split wide receivers 2x2 to either side. Shotgun again here for Auburn. Moon's going to drop back to pass, looking to the right, looking over the middle. And now he's going to fire deep, and toe tapping on the sideline is Devontae Duncan, but he can't get his toes in. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 Auburn. Interestingly, only 1 for 4 on third downs coming into the game. Number 1 in the league at 49%. We'll see what they can do here. Blitz coming off the corner. Moon's going to float one out to the right. That one's almost picked off as Moon living dangerously here in Boise territory and gets away with one there, and Auburn's going to have to come on and try a 48-yard field goal attempt.
Living dangerously is really the key there.
And they missed the field goal. Auburn has had struggles with field goals all year long, and they struggle again in this one, pushed it just too far to the right, and this is going to stay a tie game. 21-21, 49 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Aidric, Berry and company coming back out here, see if they can try to take the lead before the half. Berry steps back, going to fire it over to the left, and leads him a little bit too much. Ridgeway at the 4-yard grab on the sideline.
That's just a little bit of a check down there, right? And because Ridgeway's going to step out of bounds, it stops clock, and it saves Boise a timeout with 46 seconds left.
2nd and 6 now, and they're going to turn on. They're going to just hand that off on a drop play after Friedrich. He's got a lot of room to run, and he is out near midfield after a 13-yard pickup. Boise takes the timeout, and they're going to hurry back up to the line, try to see if they can catch this Auburn defense in something here. 3 wide receivers top of the screen. They're going to hand it off. They're just going to go with the Friedrich again. He fights off a tackle. He's down to the 45. That's just wasting valuable clock, David.
It's wasting valuable clock. Boise takes the time out, though, to try and save some of that back.
So 37 seconds to go. Empty backfield here for Berry. Drops back, 3-step drop, going to fire it over to the left, and that one is caught as Ricky Jordan's got a 22-yard pickup near the 22-yard line.
It's a tight window. Aidric Berry threads it in there. Ricky Jordan makes a great grab for the first down.
Berry making an adjustment, dropping back to pass again, looking right now. He goes over the middle. He's got another completion as Ridgeway's got another first down inside the 10.
The clock will tick as soon as the line gets set.
And so from the 8-yard line, Berry fakes the snap. Now he gets it. Now he's looking over the middle, trying to look for the end zone. He's going to fire it deep, but he's going to go through the back of the end zone. Just throws that one away. Safe play there by Berry.
It stops the clock, saves them a timeout. They have 18 seconds. I think they want to go read option here and then take their last timeout.
And they are definitely going read option. Berry inside the 5, fighting for yards down near the 1. He does not get in, and they're going to hurry up to the line. I don't know. They're going to try to get one more play in before they take their timeout. We'll see if they get it off. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, drop back and back to pass, and they get him on a sack at the 10-yard line. They brought the blitz. They got the sack, and now Boise's going to come on for the leading field goal 25 yards away here at the end of half.
They've got 2 seconds. They saved their last timeout just in case, and it paid off.
And they knock it through. A.D. Te'o comes on and makes the field goal, his 11th field goal of the season, and Boise leads 24-21 here in front of the home crowd at the half. As we go into the locker room, David, I might need a break. That took a lot out of me. As we head into the studio for the second half, take it away, David. Tell us what you saw.
Well, the biggest thing is this is back and forth, and both teams we saw make a mistake. Aidric Berry had a pick. Blake Moon had the fumble first, but they've gone back and forth. Some explosiveness. Jason Neihart had the 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, and between these two teams, they're putting offenses together, clicking on all cylinders. None of the defenses have really been able to make a stand outside of the couple of turnovers. Boise did have the one down in the red zone that forced the missed field goal, and we look at the numbers there. Auburn so far is dominating time of possession and the yards picked up, but Boise has found ways to answer back, and really that kickoff return for a touchdown is a big part of why Boise right now has a 3-point lead.
Well, Neihart got 99 yards on that, so you would imagine they would have got some of the yards, and it would have evened it out. The total yards are pretty close with that 99 yards from Neihart. Well, we're about to head back out to the second half as Auburn is going to kick off to Boise. And Boise's going to, with a 3-point lead here in front of the home crowd, they're going to start off with the ball. Taking it inside the 5 is Mike Teown. He's out across the 30, trying to get outside, and he's taken down at the 35. So what do these two teams got to do differently here in the second half to come away with the win?
Right now, the big thing for Auburn is keep Aidric Berry contained. The read option has really been able to shred this Auburn defense and set some things up for Boise offensively. Keep them contained, and they can't do it there.
And well, they went the read option. Shane Masters bid on the halfback run, and Berry goes outside, but they do limit him to only 6 yards. He is averaging 6.7 yards per carry. In this one, comes into the game averaging 6.3, so right about par for the course for Berry. He's in the shotgun now, and they're going to go with the read option again. He's got a lot of room on the outside. He's going to get the first down, and then he's taken down at the 48-yard line, but not before he picks up the first.
And the funny thing is, remember how this game started for Boise offensively? They were stuttering, they couldn't get things put together, and then they go back to the magic elixir that is a read option, and suddenly things have clicked for them.
Draw right up the middle as Joe Friedrich picks up a big 14-yard run inside the 40 of Auburn, and, you know, we don't have to say it, they're not out of this game, you know, no matter how far they fall behind, but you know, Auburn definitely does not want to fall behind 10 here, so they want to try to come up with a stop. There's a run up the middle, and Friedrich fighting for yards down to the 20, and now this Boise running game starting to catch some steam.
Well, Boise's always had this potential, and we've seen that kind of early on this season when this Boise running game gets going. It gets going fast and hard, and Auburn right now is on their heels defensively. Is Aidric Berry getting it? Is Joe Friedrich getting it? Are they going play action? Is it read option? What's going on? They've got to figure something out. Put the screws to Aidric Berry.
They're spreading them out, and they're leaving a lot of empty space in the middle of the field, and Friedrich barreling over guys is not helping the defense as Porter comes in to make the stop there. 2nd and 1. Friedrich up to 111 yards already. Friedrich, one of 2,000-yard rushers in the season, had 1,011 yards and 10 touchdowns in the regular season, and he's putting up big numbers in this one. Berry's going to drop back to pass. It's a screen. Going to throw it over the middle to Neihart. A little mid-screen. We haven't seen that one, I don't think, all year, and that's a Boise first down.
And they're trying to get Jason Neihart involved offensively, and part of that is you come up with a few screen plays, you get him involved in the running game. He had the big kickoff return, but since then they've really struggled as an offense to find ways of getting Jason Neihart involved.
Well, Boise's doing a good job of spreading this defense out, and Berry down to the 1-yard line before he gets tackled by Porter, and he's come up short twice, right down at the 1-yard line. We'll see what they do here. Does Berry get the carry for a touchdown? They try to pass it. What are they going to do? Pistol formation, 3 wide, boxes stacked for Auburn, and they're going to hand it off to Friedrich. He's going to cut outside, and he's got the touchdown. Boise goes up by 10 points here midway through the third.
And right now, Auburn is going to have to rely on their own little miracle. That is Blake Moon, who is known for his ability to fight Auburn back into games and eventually take the lead late. Down by 10, but because of Blake Moon, Auburn is not quite out of this.
Well, you can never count Blake Moon out. We go back to the Iowa game. He had 4 come-from-behind touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of regulation and overtime. So he is definitely not out of it, but they definitely got their work cut out for him as Ethan Smoker trying to go up the middle, and he is taken down after a 23-yard pickup.
Can Blake Moon play defense? Do we know?
Well, I don't know. Auburn, that is going to be one of the things that Auburn's going to focus on in the offseason for sure, is their defense. Their offense looks set, at least it has the last few weeks, to see what they can do here. And there's a handoff to Brandon Davis. He's out across the 30. He's got a nice pickup, 147 yards rushing now for the Auburn offense.
Because, I mean, right now, Blake Moon getting it to Brandon Davis there, picks up 7. That takes some of the pressure off Blake Moon a little bit, and it's going to open up some things for him, whether it's read option or the passing lanes downfield.
And they're going to throw a little screen on the outside, and that one is batted away. And it's good defense out there by Bobby Medlock to get his hand and knock that away. It's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Head coach and AD Sam Burns now in the chat with a 10-point lead. Now I guess he feels it's safe to check in on the chat and say hello. And a read option coming for Blake Moon. He's going to go on the outside. He cuts back inside, and he stopped short. No, they give him the first down. I thought Boise stopped him short, but they gave him the first down. I guess the edge nose of the football went across the line. So first down there, pistol formation, 4 wide receivers. They're trying to spread out this Boise D. They're going to go read option again. Moon trying to get on the outside. He fights off a tackle for Robert Pedersen. He's out to the outside, and Tyler Jones-Drew finally chases him down.
Well, Blake Moon, this is the magic that starts taking things off, right? The read option here gets out to the outside. Looks like it's not going to pick up much, breaks the tackle, and then watch him put that burst of acceleration on as Tyler Jones-Drew has to chase him down to keep him from breaking that one into the end zone. But Auburn gets into Boise territory, and they're clicking a little bit here.
3 wide receivers, 2 backs. They fake it to Jackson, and he's going to complete it over the middle. It's Adam Smith again who's having a nice game with a 15-yard pickup.
And Auburn's going to attack the middle of this field a little bit here. It's a crossing pattern that comes across for Adam Smith, but they're trying to suck some of this secondary down a little bit, try and take away some of these underneath routes. That's going to open up the speed wide receiver that is Ethan Smoker, and it's going to open things up for Devontae Duncan downfield in terms of passing lanes.
4 wide receivers out there again for Auburn. They used that a lot in the first half. Now they're just going to check it down on the outside to Brandon Davis, and he led a little bit too far, and he's going to run out of bounds after a 1-yard loss. So these guys, this is one thing, 20 of 28, but only 165 yards for Moon. He's been playing it kind of safe, going a little short on a lot of things. Hasn't really taken a shot. Like you said, might be trying to suck him deep. Now he's going to play fake, goes over the middle. That's Adam Smith again, and they like to just work those slant routes over the middle right now.
Slants and curls have really become the bread and butter for this Auburn offense, and it's easy throws for Blake Moon to make, and it's easy routes for the wide receivers to run because you have to sit in there in the zones a little bit and just time it just right from the quarterback standpoint.
A pitch on the outside, and Brandon Davis is going to pick it up. He's got room to run, and he's down to the 5 before he is hit hard and taken down at the 4-yard line. And that's a play that didn't work early in the year, but they catch him by surprise there.
Well, they did a lot of inside runs early between Brandon Davis and the read option with Blake Moon, and now they go back to the outside, and some of that is because of the inside routes thrown. The slants and the curls brings the defense in, opens up the outside.
Goal line formation, they're going to give it to the fullback, and Connor Seals not able to go anywhere as the Boise defense comes up big. Giovanni Green and Tyler Jones-Drew in on the tackle, so that's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 4. Let's see if they keep trying to run it or if they're going to spread them out. They're going to come back out in this goal line formation, see if they give it to Brandon Davis now. Nope, they're going to pass. Moon dropping back, looking to his left, looking left. Now he's going to take off and run, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. Blake Moon punches it in, and Auburn's back down by 3.
And right now, the pressure slides back to the other side of this Auburn team. Can this defense come up with a stop against Boise State to put the ball back in Blake Moon's hands to give them the opportunity to take the lead? And then at that point, all Auburn has to do offensively is just keep churning out yardage and first downs and a few more points along the way to keep their lead if they can get it.
Auburn's going to come up with a stop on defense, though, and there's Te'o. He's got a good return. This Auburn special teams looking a little speculative so far. Blake Moon threw the touchdown pass to Ethan Smoker early on, had the nice toe tap there and beat the Boise defense, and he winds up running in one on the last drive. Brandon Davis has punched in 2 on the ground, and that's where we stand so far in this one. It's been a back-and-forth game, and it's had a lot of excitement. We still got 11 and a half minutes left to go in this one, and I believe it's going to be even more exciting. You can almost guarantee it. And there's a read option on the outside, and a big play as Trenton Worsham comes over and makes the tackle, sniffs out the read option, and drops Berry for a loss.
Well, and it's a great play because here's why. Trenton Worsham was over to the right side of the defense, and as a defense slid to the right side of the field to take away the run, Trenton Worsham started that way, came back across to stop Aidric Berry.
And now Auburn looks like they're keying in on this running back read as they try to fake it to Jason Neihart and try to create some space. Berry keeps it himself, and he stopped for a no gain, so 3rd and 13. Boise, number 2 in the league on 3rd down conversions, 48%, but this one's going to be a tough one. Berry drops back to pass, 4-man rush. They get through. He slips off the tackle. He's going to fire it deep down the sideline, and it's picked off. Picked off on the outside. Jason Neihart trying to take him down, and what a play. Berry turns it over for the 2nd time tonight. Christian Green comes away with it, and Blake Moon and company got an opportunity to take the lead.
And watch a replay. Aidric Berry underthrows Jason Neihart. Neihart had about a half step, but because it's underthrown, Christian Green just has to turn around and grab it and pull it in, and now it's almost like a punt, but Blake Moon has the momentum and the offensive firepower to take it downfield for 6.
4 wide again. They're going to go with the draw to Brandon Davis. He's going to turn it upfield down to the 35. He's got a 7-yard pickup. And now you got to see if they just want to keeping the ball on the ground and try to chew off some of this clock, or maybe they try to take a shot downfield, or do they get a little nervous by the interception just thrown, trying to do the same by Aidric Berry? We'll find out. Shotgun again. They're going to go with the screen on the outside, and wide open out there is Tony Smith. He's got the first down out to the 20 or the 46.
Well, Boise came crashing in, almost kind of like they were trying to bring a blitz off that edge of the side that the screen was set up on. And so Blake Moon, for him, it's an easy read, right? The blitz is coming in his face. Just throw it over the top of that, pick up the first down.
Moon trying to pass, throws it over to the left, and that one is just taken by Brandon Davis. That was almost picked as Darius Bowman was late trying to pick that one off. Davis gets it, winds up turning it into a first down out across midfield into Boise territory down to the 42-yard line now. Shotgun for Moon. He's going to throw another screen on the outside. That one's complete as Ethan Smoker comes up with it, but they limit it to just 4 yards.
It's a 4-yard pickup, but as we always got taught playing football was if you can just pick up 4 yards in every play, we'll take it. We will take 4 yards on every play, and so far they're churning it out a little bit here.
4 times 12, or 4 times 3 is 12, and they only need 10 for a first down. And that pass on the outside, and it's incomplete as Moon led him a little bit too much. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Auburn only 3 for 7 on 3rd downs in this one. They're coming back out with their 4 wide receivers. Shotgun for Moon. Davis off to the right. He's going to go up the middle. Now Moon's going to take off and run. He tries to slip a tackle and nowhere to go. He gets taken down by Cam Chambers, and Auburn's going to have to punt.
Well,
actually, they're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. 4th and 6 from the 38-yard line. Auburn's going for it. 4 wide receivers again. Moon looking over the middle. He's going to take a shot deep and wide open as Ethan Smoker into the end zone. Auburn goes out on top on the 4th down conversion.
And Blake Moon, can you see the magic happening right here? This is part of the Cinderella magic story that has been Auburn's season. Blake Moon with the come from behind. They go gutsy on 4th and 6, and Blake Moon does a great job. Feels the pressure, steps up into the pocket, and delivers a beautiful strike to Ethan Smoker, who just got behind the defense. They lost track of the little guy, and he makes them pay for it as Auburn takes a 4-point lead.
Smoker absolutely gets lost behind the defense, and Blake Moon finds him for the touchdown. Auburn up 35-31, 9:06 to go in this game, and wow, this has been a crazy one so far. Look at the offense. Auburn almost 50% more plays and 160 more yards of offense. Auburn's really been kind of dominating it offensively. 2 turnovers by Aidric Berry has not helped. We'll see what he can do here. 1st and 10 now. They're going to turn around, hand it off to Joe Friedrich, and he's up the middle, and this Auburn defense is really starting to clamp down on the run.
Auburn is feeling the excitement because of the offense and the firepower that they've had and the momentum they've built. This Auburn defense is feeding off that, and so they're finally keying in on Aidric Berry and shutting some things down.
Going to Friedrich again, but he's not going to be denied, and he's got a first down, 9-yard pickup. And regardless of what they do, Friedrich is the one guy they don't have an answer for.
Friedrich is finding a way to churn out yardage and first downs. And the one thing is, Auburn may have the 4-point lead, but Boise's not out of it yet.
Ricky Jordan on the screen pass, and he's fighting for yards, but only a 5-yard pickup. But these are the type of plays that kind of set up those shots down the field. Auburn used a couple of them, and then they found Smoker deep. We'll see if Boise tries to go deep here. 4 wide receivers out there, and they're going to go with the read option. And Berry's got the first down out across the 50, and another Boise first down.
And they've found a way to contain Aidric Berry a little bit on the read option. That time they key right back to Joe Friedrich because of his success. Open the running lane up for Aidric Berry there for that first down.
And then comes in motion. Shotgun here for Berry. They're going to hand it off to Friedrich. He slips off a 1 tackle. Still on his feet. Still fighting for yards down inside the 40. And another 8-yard run for the Steamroller. And that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Auburn leads 35-31 from Boise. You guys don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the ending of this one. So start of the 4th quarter we go, and what a game we've had in this one. Back and forth seesaw battle. Read option here for Barry. He's got the first down, still on his feet, cuts back inside. He's off to the races. He's got one man to beat, slipping tackles to the 5, inside the 5-yard line. What a run by Aidric Berry.
Well, finally, Auburn manages to drag Aidric Berry down, but it's too little, too late. Fighting off tackles, cutting inside, cutting back outside, slips through 1, 2, and then finally spun down just inside the 5-yard line. And right now, Aidric Berry and this Boise offense is clicking as well with their own read option attack.
So first and goal from the 3. They're bringing Ridgeway in motion. They're going to run their option. Barry cutting it inside, and he gets stuffed. That's 3 times now they've taken him down at the 1-yard line. He just is having a hard time finding, putting his nose in the end zone as Eric LeClaire comes up with his 6th tackle there. Second and goal now from the 1.5. And they're going to go 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, 7 men in the box there for Auburn. And they're going to go through a triple option on the outside. Barry into the end zone, finally gets into the end zone for a touchdown, and Boise goes back up on top here early in the 4th.
He finds his way to get across the edge, and he doesn't need to pitch it. There's not a threat to him out there on that edge that made him have to pitch it. Fought his way right into the end zone and right back into a 3-point lead.
Back and forth we go, and I don't think that's the last lead change we're going to have in this one, as Blake Moon and company are coming back out there. Kicked it in the end zone. Smoker's going to try to take it out, see if he can do something. He slips off a tackle, trying to get outside, but he's wrestled down at the 24, and it's going to be a 76-yard field for Blake Moon and company.
Right now, Blake Moon has had the momentum. He's had a lot of great success. Had the one fumble early, but since then he's played very well, picked himself up a little bit. Let's see if he can continue that.
And Brandon Davis going to get a carry on the first play. He runs into a wall of defenders, and he goes down after a 5-yard pickup, but he's up to 93 yards on the game, 6.6 average. Good game by Brandon Davis, averaging 5.2 coming in, had 872 yards on the season. So 2nd and 5 now for Moon. He's in an empty backfield, drops back, looks to his right, going to take a shot down the field, and he's got an open Devontae Dunker, slips the tackle, pushed out of bounds at the 28, and this Auburn passing game starting to find some big plays.
Well, they've sucked the defense up early, and remember some of the setup throws, the underneath stuff, the slants and the curl routes, and now Blake Moon with some read options, some play action, and some other things mixed in, finds his opportunity to take a couple shots deep. We saw it on the 4th down conversion to Ethan Smoker, and we see it again there to Devontae Duncan.
1st and 10 from the 29. 4 wide receivers out there again. They're going to hand it off to Brandon Davis up the middle. He's got a hole. He's going to get a first down. Runs over one guy before he's taken down inside the 20. And Auburn continues to move the ball.
And at this point, I don't think Boise has an answer for this Auburn offense. We saw Auburn find a way to step up, make a couple plays against Boise from their defensive standpoint. Boise doesn't have an answer right now.
And there's another run up the middle as we saw the end staying at home on that read option, keeping Blake Moon in there, but Brandon Davis just takes it up the middle, and that's going to pick up another 8-yard gain. So 2nd and 2 from the 10. As Auburn is within the shadow of the goalpost now, trying to get back out in top. They're going to give it to Brandon Davis again. He's got a first down, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Brandon Davis with his 3rd touchdown of the game. He says, Blake Moon, who? Come look at me, guys.
It's about to become this back and forth. We saw it from Boise. Aidric Berry fought his way into the end zone, and now Auburn has found a way to respond themselves. This back and forth that we saw a few weeks ago between Auburn and Iowa, we're starting to see it here again between Auburn and Boise.
It's been a great game so far, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Absolutely incredible, and there's a run up the middle by Teal for a 35-yard pickup. So what are we going to see the rest of this game, David?
Explosive. I think we're going to see a lot of explosive firepower offensively. Neither defense has really found an answer. Other than the one mistake by Aidric Berry with the underthrown ball, I think a lot of what we're going to see is a lot of this running game. Read option between the two teams with some play action passes mixed in. I think that's the extent of it.
Just more of the same as Friedrich's going to get it, goes up the middle, slips a tackle from Tony Bryant out across the 40, and he's got a 6-yard pickup. And this has been a back and forth matchup all second half as these two heavyweights slugging it out. Auburn, the number 4 team, written off early in the season, are giving Boise, the number 1 team, everything that they can handle and more. And there's a read option, but that is defended nicely as Auburn's able to shut it down. Tyree Fine coming off his safety position to make the tackle, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, right now, Auburn has to come up with the stop here to give the ball back to Blake Moon and extend this lead a little bit. It's not enough to just, let them get the first down and then slow them down to field goal. They've got to come up with this stop right now.
Empty backfield for Barry. He's going to fire it over to the right and drop in the pass. Out on the outside was Jamara Campbell, not able to come down with it. That's going to bring up a 4th and 5, and Auburn forces the turnover.
Well, they got what they needed. Now the question is this. Can Boise's defense come up and make the stand, or is Blake Moon and this offense just going to be too much and overpower this Boise State defense?
Big hit there by Logan on the defense, or on the kick return, and Smoker lucky to hold on to that one. He was trying to pop that one loose, but the 5-star wide receiver able to hold on to that one. So Blake Moon and company got 5 minutes, going to try to kill as much clock as they can, protecting this 4-point lead. Brandon Davis gets it up the middle. He's spinning for yards. He's got 8 yards, and him and Friedrich have been in quite a battle tonight.
Well, Brandon Davis right now has been able to have, I'd say, a little bit more success than Friedrich. Friedrich has played the bigger role, but Brandon Davis has had the most success, but the story still falls right back on Blake Moon.
Read option, Moon's on the outside. He's going to get the first down, but Pedersen comes up to slow him down, so he's only got 4 yards, but Auburn picks up the first down, and they're able to chew a little bit more clock.
Chewing some more clock and churning out more first downs and moving the ball downfield with an opportunity to extend the lead.
And that one's up the middle. Brandon Davis, a big run. He ducks under the tackle of Robert Pedersen, and he's got an 11-yard pickup and another Auburn first down across midfield.
Right now, the big thing is who's going to make that stop? Who's going to make that play for this Boise defense?
And there's a read option, and Moon's out on the outside. He puts his head down. He's got a first down marker and another 10-yard pickup, and Moon's got 124 yards. Burns says he's got 50 yards less than Joe Friedrich. Well, A, his team's in the lead, and B, he's got 3 touchdowns. But whatever. Halfway to go here in the fourth quarter. Dropping back to pass, firing it over to the left, and jumping catch on the outside is Adam Smith as he keeps coming up with plays here for Auburn.
And Adam Smith had to fight the tackle as he came back down to earth there and then fight his way back inside, managing to pick up 6 yards. Looked like he wasn't going to get much initially.
2nd and 4 now for Mooney. Goes under center. He's going to hand it off to Brandon Davis again. He's got another first down and just give it to number 36. He seems content to carry the load.
And carry the load and chew away the clock right now. Brandon Davis is rolling his way forward, and it's taking some of the pressure off Blake Moon.
And they're going to hand that one off to Davis. Tries to go on the outside and nowhere to go as Tyler Jones-Drew comes up and finally slows down this Auburn running game.
Couldn't find a way to get to the edge, but that's okay. It sets up a 2nd and 10. You're inside field goal range if you're Auburn. Just continue to work and move forward, make smart plays.
Auburn content to run down the clock now. They're going to hand it off to Davis again, and he's got room up the middle. Trucks one guy, and he's just short of the first down marker, but a big play as he hits Pedersen and sends him flying. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1, and we'll see if they're able to convert, even if they get a field goal attempt, although that's not a sure thing with this Auburn kicker. But it would give them a 7-point lead, and that would really set up an interesting ending here. And we got 20 seconds left to go as they're going to wait and take as much time as they can. They'll snap it with just a little over 2 minutes to go here in this game. Auburn in the lead, 42-38 here from Boise, but I don't think this one's over yet, folks. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the ending. They're going to snap it. They're going to go with the read option. And what a play out of the backfield. Tyler Jones-Drew on the blitz, shuts it down, and forces the Auburn field goal attempt.
The good news for Auburn, though, is this. If they can convert and make this, which...
And they do, so Auburn extends it to a 7-point lead, 2:06 to go. What were you going to say, David?
Well, that's the thing. If Auburn makes it, now it's a 7-point game for Boise. So getting into field goal range is not going to be enough. You have 2 minutes, 2 timeouts. You have to get into the end zone.
That is a good point. They only have 2 timeouts, so they're short 1. That could play a role here. They've got 77 yards to go to tie this game. They're down by 7 here in front of the home crowd. Aidric Berry wants to prove he should have been player of the year. Now's the time to do it. They're going to hand it off to Friedrich. He's got a stiff arm, but the Auburn defense swarms, and that's valuable time coming off the clock.
It's valuable time, but it's also valuable yardage for Boise as they pick up 8.
And Barry back to pass, going to fire that into this flat, and it's almost picked off as Tony Bryant had a pick six, and he dropped it. Will that come back to bite him?
He's lucky, right? Tony Bryant had a pick six once before earlier in the season, almost had another one there.
And Aidric Berry on the read option. He's going to get the first down. He's got a lot of room to run. He cuts it upfield, trucks one guy, but he's taken down by Tyree Fine. And that's a 13-yard pickup there for Boise. They hurry up to the line. Clock stops, 1:41 to go. And it will start here on the spot. It's going to start. They're going to flip it into the flat, and Joe Friedrich nowhere to go. Wrestled out of bounds. That's a 4-yard loss by Eric LeClaire.
It's a good play there by Eric LeClaire. Does a great job reading this out, sniffing it out, and then coming down, making the play, keeping Friedrich in front of him, using the sideline to his advantage and forcing him out. Now, it does stop the clock and saves Boise a timeout, but it is a loss of 4, and it backs Aidric Berry in this offense up a little bit.
And Boise going to just hand that one off to Joe Friedrich up the middle, fighting for yards, and they're going to make that a more manageable third down. So 3rd and 6, they're in 4-down territory. They just wanted to set up a shorter third down. I think that's a fine call. I mean, it does take some time off, but they wanted to set up a manageable third. That's exactly what they did. 3 wide receivers, shotgun, Friedrich out to the left. Barry taking his time, is going to bring his receiver in motion into the slot. That's Ricky Jordan. Keep an eye on him. Jason Neihart on the bottom of the screen. And they're going to go with the halfback screen to Joe Friedrich, see if he can pick up the first down. And he is pushed out at the 50, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 3 for the ball game. Can Boise convert? Here the ball is exactly on midfield. They need 3 yards for a first down, or Auburn more than likely is going to the national championship. Barry back to pass, looks left, throws to his left, it's knocked away. Auburn forces the turnover. They got 58 seconds to left. Is Auburn going to the championship in their magical season? It looks pretty good, David.
I'd say at this point it's pretty well set in stone because Boise can't find a way to stop Auburn's running game. Brandon Davis and Blake Moon with the read option attack and the success that they're having is proving to be too much for this Boise State defense.
And barring something crazy, Auburn should have this. Blake Moon's going to keep it himself, try to do it all himself. He puts his head down. He's going to be stopped just short of the first down. And that probably really wouldn't change anything. This was actually better for Auburn. They probably should have let them get the first down, so they still had their 2 timeouts. But 52 seconds left. They get the first down. This one's over. Blake Moon's going to take it, and he's got the first down. Auburn's going to win it. They'll meet Notre Dame in the national championship game next Tuesday. Number 4 versus number 2. You don't want to miss it.
And right now, the bigger story out of all of this, Auburn walks into that game as a number 4 seed facing off against Notre Dame, who is a number 2 seed. So Auburn, with their Cinderella story, with everything that has happened to this point, they're going to walk into the national title game. They look like they should be the favorites, but they are going to be going in as underdogs because Notre Dame wiped the floor with Hawaii in the earlier game, and Auburn fights through Boise State to earn the right to play in the national title.
It's going to be a great game. You guys don't want to miss it. 45-38. Auburn wins it here in Boise. What a game that was, David. I'm almost out of breath, and if next week is anything like this week was, I'm glad I got some time off after that one. Wow. That was great. Congratulations to the Auburn Tigers. They go on to meet the Notre Dame Fighting Irish National Championship game next Tuesday. It's going to kick off at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You guys be sure not to miss it. Congratulations to Boise on a great season. They were number 1 team a lot of the year. They fought all the way down to the end. Auburn, the story was written for them. You can't deny it. They're going to the national championship. For David Roy, I'm Mike Peters. I'm out of breath. We'll see you next Tuesday.